My name is Vladimir Ivkovic, and today we are doing a special edition of Record Sweep, basically some kind of meta record sweep at Donlon Books in London, because this is the place where lots of music that I find, buy and play comes from. This looks really good. A history of drugs in warfare. Mark Fisher, highly recommended. I also have it and probably unable to carry it with me even as a present. One of my favorite books to open it every now and then and see like fantastic scans and photos of objects from the past. It was a catalog for an exhibition, and it's always a nice present. Seems to be a funny book about homemade tattoos, but I don't think I need it. I know plenty of people with homemade tattoos. What would you recommend? So one of Donlon Books' recommendations is Druids 96. It only can be good. Okay, this is a nice one. The radio works of Rauschenberg and John Cage. Yeah, here it is. The one you were looking for. Okay, this one I wanted to find. It's written by David Keenan, the guy who also wrote this England's Hidden Rivers, and it's a last copy here, so it's ending up on this pile. 3 minutes to go. I mean, you know, I can spend hours here. So it's this one, and the accompanying of an exhibition. So it's basically a work of immigrants, which could be nice, especially today with the whole political discussion. Okay, Here Comes Trouble also sounds interesting to me. An inquiry into art, magic and madness. Okay, let's not cause even more stress. 15 seconds is good. So now we have to do 100 pounds.
Let's add these up. £99.47.
Fantastic. So here are 100 pounds from the vinyl factory.
Great.
Thank you. So the books that I found today at Donlon Books in London. So if you're in London or not, you can visit it also online and discover plenty of beautiful things. So our first one is Druids 96, recommendation from Sarah. It's a photo book about the ancient Druids order in the city of London, which I'm very much looking forward to go through. The second book is radio works of Rauschenberg and Cage, which could be interesting. Of course, it's probably way more interesting to find actual radio works than to read about them, but it's maybe a good thing. This looks really interesting. It's something that I'm into. A history of drugs in warfare shooting up. Fascinating, Sunday Times says. And The Guardian says, in this compelling book about the history and prevalence of alcohol and drugs throughout the history of warfare, Kamienski reveals in copious detail the countless waves of intoxication and so on and so on. So basically a handbook to survive a madness here brought in. Austin Osman Spare, a really nice book about him and a really nice present. Famous, was he famous, Sarah? Famous English painter, in some circles, really famous and really interesting. So if you don't know him, look for it, and then maybe you'll find the book and discover more. Then the book I was hoping to find today is For the Good Times by David Keenan, writer who wrote England's Hidden Rivers and Memorial Device, a nice little book about imaginary band. So I'm really curious about this one. It's For the Good Times by David Keenan. Next one is The Mushroom at the End of the World, on the possibility of life in capitalist ruins. Always good to be informed about the life after, hopefully. And the last one is Broken Music, a book originally published in 1989, available now again. Basically the stuff, I'm not really into music books and musicians, biographies and so on, but there are some really nice things. Also the book, If We Are Here, that I can really strongly recommend is this one, The Archives of Tony Orsler, but I have it. This book is quite nice, so what I'm looking for, it's I think the biggest collection of magic, occult objects and circus and all things. Basically I'm looking for, you know, drugs in warfare, druids, stuff that is maybe not integral part of the society we live in, but it has a lot to do with my life and life of my friends and my kids maybe and my grandparents.